Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Draw and Talk. I'm your host, Farhan Mahmood, and today my guests are Joshua Christian and Joseph Blackston, who are my fellow IB students at Newtown High School. Today, me and my guests have partnered up to donate to the Maryland Food Bank. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of Draw and Talk. How are you guys today?
I'm fantastic, man.
Nice. Okay, so today's topic of discussion is going to be the IB program and senior year and school. So let's dive into that. So first of all, simple broad question: how is senior year going for you guys?
Joseph, do you want me to start or?
I can start. Honestly, it's going pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Aside from being an IB, I suppose, and dealing with those tests, it's going pretty good. Spending time with my beloved friends and family.
Nice.
Yeah.
What about you, Josh? How's senior year?
It's been quite the year. I'll tell you that much. It's been a lot going on, for our school. Putting in work, getting IOs, IAs, all that lovely fun stuff that we all love to do done. But yeah, taking the time away from things I want to do. But I mean, it's necessary, so we do it anyway.
Yeah, and it's like a culmination of 12 years of school, and it kind of feels unreal to me personally. Like, dang, this is it. This is the final year of school,
Yeah, it's like I'm getting old and I don't like it.
Right? It's like the year. It's like I'll never. Well, I mean, I guess we'll be in school, right? But like, it's not gonna be the same.
Yeah, man. Gonna be living on campus. Some of us away from home. It's crazy.
Yeah, and so let's jump into, of course, the diploma program at our school, the IB International Baccalaureate Program. How do we feel? Like, how do we feel about the responsibility and the and it culminating into what we get, which is the diploma, and how do we feel about it?
I think that. I think it's a useful program for people that want to excel in their studies, but I do feel like when we were introduced to it, like in what was it, 10th grade, they should have been more thorough in their explanation of what we were getting ourselves into, because I feel like I was just thrown in the deep end. But that's about it.
Similar to me, there could have been a better way of introducing you. Granted, we were aware that it was tougher than AP class. Though I feel there are some underlying issues going on with our school in terms of preparation and all that for our lovely exams that are due soon, or that we're going to be taking soon, and things of that nature. But overall, I think it's been a good experience, And like, since generally we're all in the same classes, I think it brings everyone closer together.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with you. IB's been I feel like one of the pros has been like class size. I feel like since we all know each other and we're all going through the same classes, it's I feel like through being together, we're also being more unified. Unified in our, I guess, both our struggle and our successes. Like yeah, I think overall IB has been, like you guys have said, that has been kind of like a rocky experience, especially with it being so new to the school. But I also think it's been pretty helpful to our educational journeys.
I do feel like it will be helpful when we go to college, because we would have worked on essays and whatnot a lot more than if we weren't in the IB program. So I do feel like it's been pretty helpful, or it will have been pretty helpful in the future.
Yeah, it's the same for me here, honestly. Again, the presentation was interesting, to say the least. I do think it was very at the minimum having these classes, the experience you get with doing these tougher papers and all that stuff under different time constraints. It does help with the overall, I think, the college experience of what you can expect. Because you obviously hear stories, right, about people saying, "Oh, college professors are like this and that and all that," right? And some people say some are a lot more relaxing, but not all are. So I think by having this experience, you are at least prepared for those who are going to be like super tough on you.
Yep.
Sure.
I agree with that. I feel at least because I think the whole point, part of IB is that it's kind of like a little bit closer to college level courses. I mean, that's what AP is, like college level courses and stuff like that. But I think IB is a little similar. But I would like to say another thing that I appreciate about IB is like TOK, which I find really interesting, right? Because I've never really seen a program in school where they prioritize this sort of this class that like on the surface seems, I guess you can say, like an elective, but then making it like what's the word, a requirement for the IB program. I find that really interesting. And I want to know your thoughts. What do you guys think about TUK? What do you guys think about TUK's inclusion in IB, and what do you think do you think it's important, and do you think it's not important?
You can start us off, Josh.
All right. I for one really do enjoy TUK. It is different from what you would expect out of a class. I think hearing about it, when you hear theory of knowledge, I was like expecting like hard reading, textual knowledge. Like things around that where it's like, oh, this class might be boring. It's like, oh, this is going to be like one of those classes where it's like, I don't really want to go, or I don't want to do them. But thankfully, I was proven wrong. I think that this class is very fun and it's engaging, and I think that's credit to our teacher, obviously, for making it that way. I feel like there are at least some teachers out here who make it not as engaging for their students, and I think he does a great job with that. But I think overall, as a class, it's super interesting. Also, it makes you think a lot,
Yep.
in a way.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's like such an open-ended class, and I think that's what makes it so fun and important. That it's like it's a way that we can get we can be more understanding of the world and also what we're learning, and I feel like it connects to our other classes,
Mm-hmm.
Like it's that sort of approach to learning about TUK that I feel is why we take that class in the first place. What do you think, Joseph? What do you think about TUK and?
I feel like I think it's really helpful to the overall IB experience, because having a class that isn't necessarily as demanding as the rest, and being able to just have like a place where you can just relax and like do like other classwork since we finished our curriculum and our tests and essays for that class.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to have like an outlet where you actually like have like freedom to like do what you want to a certain extent is very helpful to just being able to complete the rest of the IB program.
Yeah, I mean, like definitely after doing the TOK essay, extended essay, and exhibition, after all that, like you said, we get some free time, some seminar time, get some stuff done. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. And let's kind of now move over to IB exams. How do we feel, guys? Exam season. We have one more month, less than a month, couple weeks left until our lovely exams start. So how do we feel? Are we prepared? Are we scared? Frightened?
I think overall, I am. There's some where I am definitely not confident in.
Right.
A higher score. There are also some where I'm like, okay, I think I can get something good going on here. I think preparation wise has been an interesting thing to figure out. I mean, for the most part, it's really been up to us as students to prepare. I mean, obviously we get mock exams every now and then and all that stuff. But I think like there's a little bit more that could be done on our school side.
Yep.
To get us ready for that kind of yeah. I mean, I think I'm solid. I think I'm good. I'm not really afraid per se.
Okay, that's good. That's good to hear. Because me personally, I'm pretty scared about some of these exams, especially when it comes to the STEM ones, bio, math. Those are the ones I'm kind of hesitant about doing and kind of feel the worst about.
Yeah, so, that bio one that's a lot of material.
Yes,
yeah.
That is a lot of material.
Ready for.
For me, I think I'm pretty. I don't really know how I'm gonna fare on these exams, but like I think I could do decent on most of them because I feel like studying for it, it's not gonna be too bad, but I feel like when I look back on it, there hasn't been too much preparation for the actual exams. Like for bio, I feel like the actual testing part isn't we haven't done much with that. We've just been covering the material. So
yep, I agree, definitely. But yeah, I mean. I feel like it's sort of at that point where it really is time to prepare. I mean, and so I kind of feel that from our school side, there's sort of a lack of urgency, and it's hard to pinpoint why there's a lack of urgency. But I think what can be one of the main reasons, or one reason that could be said, is that the IB is so young at our school that and there's sort of still a lack of fully comprehending the program from the school itself and our the staff and stuff like that. That because of that, now we the students are being affected. And so so I mean, some classes we're for example our English class, we're prepared. And we have been preparing for the exams. Some classes we haven't even finished covering material for the school year. History, yes, we're looking at you. And then some classes there's we just came from IAs and now we're just gonna do some studying, I guess. And so what do you guys think? Do you think we should, in classes in general, should we do more in class to prepare, or do you think we should also start to outside of school begin to study and practice?
Um, I think, well, I don't think ever studying outside of school can really hurt. Like, if you really want to, like, in for the exams, doing it outside of school would definitely be good. But I do think that in school you should also be, like, because the whole class is, like its goal is to prepare for the IB exams and to help us pass it. So if we're not working on it in actually preparing for it, then what's the point of?
Yeah, totally.
I think it's necessary for students to go home and also, do our own part, right?
Yeah.
Again, like you mentioned, our school's lack of preparation does play a part in the attitudes towards these exams, which also affects our will to go out and go. I'm not, but like for obviously we all know, like not every student's like expect to get like a 7 or a 5 on some of these exams. Like for example, we're not done learning the material, and some students simply have struggled throughout the year. And I think to like students like that, it's like, well, what's the point of me going home and doing it on my own if my school hasn't done much to help me anyway?
Yep.
I think that plays a huge role in the probability of us getting good scores. Now, obviously, there's some of us who still go home and do the work anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
At least chance. But I again don't really like the fact that our school has lightly prepared us for these exams.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Definitely. But I think okay. So kind of to bounce off this certain topic, have you guys been preparing at all outside class? It's okay to answer. I'm not gonna judge you. Nobody's gonna judge you. I promise.
Right. I didn't go out there. I haven't done much. I'll say that. I think, for example, like my French exams, I'm pretty sure, or I know where I'm gonna fall in that one. I've done but there's like for things I don't think I'm confident on. Like I'm not sure how much like study you could do for like the English exam and all that stuff. I feel as though overall the preparation hasn't been the best for me.
Okay. What about you, Josh? Joseph, sorry.
Wow, okay.
sorry.
I mean, I don't think I haven't really been doing much. I guess the most I've done is like do schoolwork at home, So I haven't done too much yet.
Okay.
But I'll see if I end up getting to it before the exams.
Then I'll kind of follow up question. Then, what do you guys think will be the best way to prepare for these exams?
And it's like, well, one, reviewing notes consistently. I know it sounds like a drag, but it's 2 years of knowledge. So like even if you're like a straight A student, not everything you learn from last year is going to stick with you, right? So I think by having comprehensive notes, not just like random bullet points here and there about certain stuff, it's very helpful in learning. And I think like strict review is like you don't have to make it like flashcards if you don't want to or anything like that. But I think like consistently reading that stuff really puts it into your mind. So that gives you like the best shot you have. And then practicing writing too. Writing under time constraints, I think it's going to be a make or break deal. So even if you know the material, that doesn't really matter if you can't get it all down on the page in time.
Right.
So I think learning how to write efficiently and effectively is
especially for those history and English exams, right?
a lot of writing.
Yeah. What about you, Joseph? What do you think is a good way that we can like begin to study and prepare ourselves?
Well, I feel like it's mostly as what Josh said, like reviewing notes and stuff. But I do think that also, like, I guess reviewing with classmates and like doing like study groups or something along those lines would be helpful with that.
Yeah. I think for me personally, I feel like it's dependent on the class, for example, like bio and math, it's a lot of those concepts that you have to remember and how to do them, and I feel like that requires the note taking, like you said, Josh, and reviewing notes. But when it comes to the more open-ended question exams like history, English, and Spanish, I feel like that's gonna require practicing writing, and looking at like writing formats as well. And I do want to look into more for like applications we can use for studying, like Quizlet, and stuff like that. Because I have seen these like online and like what other people are using, and I kind of want to like follow in that sense and see what others are doing and kind of apply it to ourselves, But yeah, it's definitely gonna take a lot of effort to prepare, But I think in the end we'll succeed. I know it's all gonna, in a month it's all gonna be over, and we're gonna be done with our exams, and we'll be off to wherever we're gonna go.
Oh, that's like it's like 16 days of straight testing for some of us. Like me, I have AP classes, so like it's like on the AP computer science day, like bro, you guys will have that break, but then I'm going to be in there testing for 3 hours. It's like, oh my, like it's just never ending. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a toil to get through, for sure.
A toil?
That's a word, right? I think.
I've never heard that word before.
Or like you toil through. Okay, forget it. By the way, speaking of finishing exams, I kind of wanted to segue into our post high school plans. What are we thinking of doing, and how do we feel about going out of public school? I mean, going out of high school and going into college.
Yeah, I'll start. One for one, I want to go into wildlife biology. Guys, this already. I love animals, working with animals. Not so much on the medical side like vets do, but be working with a lot of animals, maintaining them. Hopefully, at some point, working in a conservation park or owning one. That'd be really lovely. I'm kind of excited, trying to get out of the public school system, see what it's like somewhere, where it's a little bit more freedom for all of us,
Mm-hmm.
How it's different from the high school experience and the whole. I would like to stay on campus,
Yeah.
The world.
Joseph, if I'm correct, you want to go towards animation, correct? Am I right?
I did not hear you. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, sorry. Your plan is to go into animation after high school, like in college?
Yep.
Nice. And so, I mean, how do you feel about that? How do you what drew you towards animation and art?
I think it was probably just watching like anime. Like I think that's most people who go into animation is because they like watch anime. But like, I'm just like when I see it, I'm like I think it's just like crazy how people can just like make something look so good. So I'm just like, I kind of want to be that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. That's cool. And I mean, like me personally, I'm going towards the biology pre-med route. You know, I would like to be a doctor of some sort. And you know, it's been like, I feel like it's a combination of my own interests, but also kind of the wishes of my family and stuff like that. You know, and so I've been like, I've always thought like, oh, I'm gonna be a doctor. You know, ever since I was a wee little boy. But yeah, I mean, like, I mean, going back to sort of school, you know, I feel that like the IB has sort of prepared me for like the workload and like being prepared for the being prepared for a lot to come at you at once. So I think that's kind of one of the benefits that I see with doing IB and stuff like that. You know, it's been a good experience, I will say. And also like you were saying, Josh, about being on campus. I would like to. I also think that like I'm gonna be living on campus as well, and I think it's gonna be a really exciting, but also somewhat challenging experience. You know, navigating an entirely new place and also a new style of living. You know, so you know, we'll see what the future brings.
Yes. I'm actually like thinking about it now. It's like, dang, our last year in high school, like,
Yeah.
At our school in 9th grade, but like, I swear, like when I got to our school in 9th grade, it was like, bro, that like the idea of just graduating and college applications and all that, it felt like so distant. I'm not gonna lie, but it does come quick, bro. And like when you think about it, it's like, bro, I don't like. We really only have a few months left.
Yep. Just a few.
It's like our classmates will probably likely never see again. You know, I mean, that's just like the reality of it all. But I mean, like this is it. Like all 12 years of our lives, man, or spent in school at least. It's a culminating event right here.
Yeah. Just less than a month. That's all.
That's graduation. Like what, 2 months? I guess less than 2 months.
Less than, yeah. June 2nd. As soon as May's over, it's graduation.
Bro, it really do hit a whole different way when it's like, and again, it's, oh my God. I remember when me and Joseph had you remember Miss Bender, Joseph? And that,
Yes, bro.
There's no way I was ever expecting, like, to be an IB. I didn't even know IB even at our school.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of IB before 10th grade when they asked us to name IB.
Though I did find it interesting because someone told me that, like, after 10th grade, there's no more AP classes. I was like, oh. Or, like, there's, like, no new ones. Like, oh, so I guess I go back to GT classes then or whatever. But then IB came, you know, and that was interesting. Again, very, very, very school. Really is an estimate on how, like, I think IB is more of a work ethic thing than anything. I don't think, like, everyone in our classes are generally smart. I think we're all pretty smart. We're very smart. I think what separates us, though, is the work we do, you know, and all that stuff.
Yep. Okay, guys. How are we doing on our drawings?
I'm actually done.
What? Done? That's crazy.
Oh, because you know, we are reaching our time, so I would like to show our drawings off.
Man, just a little bit more time, bro. I need to have my color pencil, bro.
Okay, then I'll just Then Josh, would you like to go? Would you like to show yours first?
Since we were talking about school and all that, I drew
Oh wow, that's so cool. Nice.
I just say it like that.
It's okay. I know we didn't expect much drawing out of me. I'm a stick figure guy, but it's okay.
Listen, the whole point of this is to practice our, not just our drawing skills, but our ability to express ourselves creatively, right? I hope that's the purpose of Draw and Talk, where we express not only our thoughts, but we express our creativity, and hopefully we can connect those in some way. That's what I hope we can do. I was kind of adding finishing touches to mine. Because we were talking about school, and because we were talking about like the sort of the, I guess you can say, the struggles when it comes to school. I thought, what better character to represent that than Peter Parker?
Oh my God, that's dope.
So, I'm thinking, all right, this guy has to what? He has to balance school, he has to balance work, he has to balance fighting crime. And what are we, students? We're trying to balance everything. We're trying to balance work, we're trying to balance school, balance post-high school stuff, right? So, what better character that represents that struggle than lovely, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man?
Okay, so mine has no relation to what we talked about.
So,
no problem.
This is my drawing.
Wow, dude. That's dope.
Bro, the eyes are crazy.
The detail. Wow.
Bro, is that like a character you've seen before, Joseph, in an anime, or am I bugging out?
It is a character from an anime.
Okay, so the earrings, right? Bro, I know the face. I don't know. Is that like...
I can offer no help on that.
Yeah, so where's it from?
Apothecary Diaries.
Oh, no, I don't know what that is.
All right, guys. That's the end of the episode. I want to thank you guys dearly for coming on and talking about your experiences and expressing yourself and your creativity. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did.
It's phenomenal, man. Thank you for having me.
Of course. All right, guys. I guess I'll see you guys later. Peace out.